See Premier League hockey in real time.
In real time.
In real time.
Good receive there by Simon Well. And in front of the goal mouth.
Every goal.
Every goal. Every goal.
The ball penetrating run, open circle, 1-2 play.
Every save.
Every save.
James Minton has the opportunity, great save.
Get straight into the circle, off a stick and well saved by Amy Hammond.
Every tackle. Every tackle.
Gets the attack into the circle, nice tackle there.
Live.
Right here on Hockey SA.
Right here on Hockey SA.
Runs with pace, to battery 2. Looks for a quick shot, off the back post.
Net 25 here.
Get around it.
Get around it. Get around it.
Hello and welcome back to the State Hockey Centre here at Jeps Cross, this time for the men's game between the Seacliff Tigers, the current reigning premiers, and the Adelaide Uni Blacks. Still here with Jared. We are settling in. Glad you could join us. As every time, this is Premier League hockey every Friday, every goal, every save, every tackle, every Premier League Friday under lights. Still with Jared. Jared played himself for the Grange Royals, obviously out and about and on the radio and doing all sorts of MC work today. What are you looking forward to in this game, Jared?
It's really good to come out and watch two pretty tough sides play against one another, and you always want to see what happens when the reigning premiers come out on a Friday night Premier League hockey, and because they are now the hunted. So Seacliff are a really proud club, and they've had a fantastic off-season as well. I'm not sure if you saw on the Seacliff Facebook page, and Hockey SA shared it as well. They've had such a big development down in their area. Playing against Seacliff, you always used to look forward to playing them at a field like the Pines because they're so used to playing on their sand-based surface. So you thought, hold on, we might be able to get the hop on them now, but their surface has been upgraded. They have a strong history with a really good young lineup. So we are looking forward to seeing them. Seacliff at the moment sitting 3-0. Adelaide Uni yet to have a victory. They've had the one loss and a draw. They obviously had a bye in round one last week. Seacliff defeating Burnside 8-0, so they would be high on confidence, while Adelaide Uni had a 3-3 draw with Woodville. So it's either going to be a really close game to start off with, and I'm not sure. I think if you want to be honest, Seacliff are going to do it quite easy. Heartbreak last week, obviously, for Adelaide Uni with the 3-3 draw, losing, of course, in the one-on-ones. We encourage people to share this stream as well and comment what you're looking forward to. As we said, and something that we didn't see in the women's game were photos. If you are sitting down watching the hockey on your tablet or your computer while you're sitting back watching the football as well, we'd love to see what you're up to. We're going to paint the picture and explain what we can see here at the State Hockey Centre. There's a pretty decent crowd. You'd probably think Seacliff would have a few more fans out here, I reckon, Dave. But it's nice. It's balmy. It's a beautiful Friday evening here in Adelaide.
Our man on the hill has moved to the Northern Hill.
Yeah, he ate chips earlier. I think he's on his phone at the moment. He might be ordering some more because they have upgraded the facilities here at the State Hockey Centre. All of the food is remarkable.
Certainly good. The players line up for the technicals. Am I saying that right? They're going to get their numbers checked off by the umpires?
Yeah, and you have a look at some of the back of these Adelaide Uni players and you can see some new numbers. You can see the players who have played for a very, very long time, and you can also see a man who, when you wear the number 69, you have a lot of confidence. He's the man with the sleeve tattoo as well.
Obviously, he's the Joker.
Yep, Todd Smart.
He's got the trendy haircut, the sleeve tattoo.
You'd want to back it up.
He better be good.
We'll see how he goes.
I would say that he has to be good.
We have for Seacliff as well, Lachlan Busico, who's actually leading the league in goals. He's scored 4 for the season. I mean, we saw in the previous game for Adelaide Uni, Maddie Spano, she scored 4 and she's got 11 now, so he's got a way to go. For Adelaide Uni, Max Bale has 2 goals to his name for the season. He's number 48, a player to watch tonight as well. So it should be interesting. It should be a really interesting game, especially in this first half, to see if Adelaide Uni can set the tone and put a little bit of fear into Seacliff, because you never know. When you're playing for a team that won the flag last year, you can't go much higher. So people are looking to go out and set the tone early, especially Seacliff led by Glyn Tamlin, who's been an amazing player for South Australia, but also for Seacliff over the past few seasons. He's won a lot of awards. He leads the team really well, and he's been a stalwart for Seacliff.
So Alison Smart saying, I've got the comments coming through on my phone this time. James Dwyer saying best hot dog with the lot at any hockey venue in Adelaide.
They're big calls, aren't they?
They certainly are. Alison Smart saying go Adelaide Uni. And Victor de Villiers is back with us all the way from the Netherlands. So we are about ready to go here. Adelaide Uni with the ball first. Sorry, they will be attacking the southern goals. Seacliff attacking the northern goals. This is the first time we get to see both of these teams live on Facebook. Let us know where you are. Let us know where you're watching, whether you're enjoying it. If you see a goal or something you like, let's fill the screen with hearts. 77 of us watching us at the moment. Let's see whether we can get above that 100 mark and keep it up there as Seacliff start really early, and then we just got a shot into the side netting there from number 7, Al Oliver, a midfielder coming out of Adelaide. But Seacliff not taking too much time to get that first shot on goal. Tom Egan likes Steve's hair. I'm assuming Steve is our number 69.
Steve.
Well, that's Todd Smart. So
There's a fair few solid haircuts going on out here, and it makes... I'm not sure how you feel, David. As a bald man myself, I feel really jealous because all we can do is shave our heads.
Yeah, and I like to look at the hairstyles, and I like to imagine what kind of hairstyle I would have. I think there's only a couple out here that I would go. If I had the chance, I would definitely go a man bun. I think a man bun is definitely a thing that is happening this time of year now.
Early observations. This is really important when you're starting a night of Premier League hockey where there was a deflection there, and umpire Jordan Rind here officiating this game, and also umpire Paul Finney. Observations, I just saw Lachlan Bazico. I'll just wait for this penetration into the circle.
Yeah, we've gone in and there's a reverse stick shot there. What a save. What a great save from Owen Smith, the young 18-year-old goalkeeper coming out of Port Pirie. Just got his left foot to that, deflecting it for the long corner. Certainly Seacliff have come out started like they mean business.
So Bazico's running round. He is the number 2 with his mouth guard at the side of his mouth, Steph Curry style from the Golden State Warriors in the NBA, which I'm not sure it's going to serve a purpose if the ball goes in that direction, but it's really interesting. You might like Steph Curry.
Well, one would wonder whether it was... do you have to wear a mouth guard when you play hockey?
Well, it's ideal. Oh, you don't have to, but I mean, if you get hit in the mouth, it would be good. Protection for you.
Adelaide Uni with their first attack of the game. And big Todd Smart making his way through. We got... So Seacliff starting to build another attack. Ball has slipped through, but Adelaide Uni should be able to clear that danger without too much problem. Seacliff will have the hit. People watching in Port Lincoln. Somebody watching in Port Lincoln, somebody watching in Whyalla, and Luke Hunter saying up the Tigers, he's watching from Perth. So good to have you with us. Seacliff managing to get that circle entry. Unfortunately, there was no one there for the pullback. And,
the fourth entry into the circle as well already. We're only 4 minutes into the first half, so obviously coming out with that attacking mindset, they want to put this one away really early.
Well, that's an interesting ball. If we can get that under control, that could be quite interesting, and we have managed to get it under control there. The circle entry again.
Short corner.
We got a short corner, our first short corner. Well, wasn't a very decisive signal from Mr. Finney.
No, he's called the short. I'm not sure what for, though. Just have a look at the screen.
We can see anything from this one. Sure whether there's a stick tackle in there. Both
Players
teams
didn't know what was going on.
Both teams looked bemused by the whistle, so we can't help you there. I actually know Paul. I used to work with Paul. So Paul is a friend of mine. Good to see him out and about. Still running around. He still plays himself. He plays for Port Adelaide.
Plays for Port Adelaide, yep. Coaches as well. I think he's a police officer.
He definitely is a police officer. And police officers make absolutely fantastic umpires.
Yes.
Even when they're wrong, they're right.
Don't get your car defected before you leave here today, so we've got to be really nice to Paul Finney. Jordan, we don't have to be, but we will because we respect the referees. So
first short corner of the game for Adelaide Uni. Outside Smart with the injection. That's a good stop, the good push, good save, kicked out. Seacliff managed to clear that danger. The one thing I will say for young Toddy Smart is by wearing that number, he's made sure that we know him, he's made sure we call him out. So, smart kid, that's a lovely turn as he makes his way to that byline on the sideline. He's looking for the pullback, he's got it. And there's a short corner. It's that high stick, I would assume. Just getting that stick above shoulder height.
Dan Mitchell coming down that left-hand side as well, and it's a really good method because he's a lot stronger than his defender opponent. What he does is he takes the ball to the baseline so he can throw it either across the goals or back up towards the spot, and either a deflection or a quick shot in. It's working for him as well because they've had 4 circle penetrations, actually make that 5 now, and this will be their 4th shot on goal with this short corner.
So it looks like Cooper Powerty is going to inject this one in for Seacliff's first short corner of the game. They certainly look dangerous in attack, Seacliff. So that's an interesting stop. Oh, that's a fantastic stick save from Owen Smith. Young 18-year-old keeper from Port Pirie. It's twice his reactions have been absolutely outstanding, and he's turned it around for a corner.
Dave Holland right on the line as well. Amazing stuff. And you find that when someone has the surname Holland, they immediately inherit the nickname Dutchy. So if his nickname isn't Dutchy, I'll be surprised.
We apologise that we're not getting to your comments as much as we have, but Seacliff is certainly keeping that pressure on, and they're looking for another circle entry here. He went down a little bit easy, I think. Dan Mitchell went down rather easily. I think he was looking for a short corner and didn't get it.
Just to see how the referees are going, or the umpires. I like to mix it up between referees and umpires. Oh, wow. I might just move your comments to the middle if that's all right, Dave.
You go your hardest, but
just see what people are saying. A lot of viewers, which is great.
We just missed the opportunity to have an interview with one of the Seacliff ladies players there, unfortunately.
Alison Smart has commented on the Facebook saying that number 69 with the sleeve is actually her son, Todd, so we'll be gentle.
Yeah, we'll behave ourselves now. We know that his mum's watching. We'll be very nice to him. Good to have you with us, Alison. Good communication from both sides. That's the thing I like about watching elite level sport, is the listening to the communication, and you get that when you come live. So make sure you come down for the next Premier League live match, which is a week on Friday. The next one a week on Friday is the Woodville Packers versus the Grange Royal Sea Eagles. We'd love to see you down here for that. The men are at 6:40, the women are at 8:10. And Tony Waterhouse says it is definitely Dutchy. His nickname is Dutchy.
There you go.
So that is a wonderful spot. We have a break on here for Adelaide Uni. He's got a runner moving to the right if he could find him. Unfortunately, the pass was just behind him and slowed him down somewhat.
Really well-drilled side, Seacliff, as well. We'll talk about their coach, Mark DeLauro, in a second. He's the reigning coach of the year, the Premier League coach of the year for the past 3 years as well, and very strong history with hockey in South Australia, and he really gets the most out of these boys.
Sakbash just wandering past that defender as if he wasn't there. Unfortunately, couldn't find the pass through, and Seacliff managing to break down that left-hand side and just couldn't keep it in there. So Adelaide Uni will come away from it. Ben Edwards saying, go the Sea Eagles. The Sea Eagles aren't playing this week. Come back a week on Friday, Ben. Stick around now, though, to watch these two. But Sea Eagles with a very strong showing last week. Obviously, the first time we get to see these two teams tonight. There's almost an interception and a break. But Adelaide Uni managed to just keep it in there.
Tough
Another
call.
free kick. I've seen Paul Finney umpire before, and he's certainly a very strong umpire. Doesn't take people talking back to him, whether it's players on the pitch or people on the bench. Another interception by Seacliff. If he can beat him, we are 2-on-1 now. We are 2-on-1, not including the keeper. He's managed, and a great save again by Owen Smith, coming out, closing down the angle, giving the on-rushing striker absolutely nowhere to put the ball other than those huge pads that are covering his legs.
Talk about Ben Edwards. Now, Ben Edwards is a representative of the Grange Royals Hockey Club, should be given life membership as well. I remember, and this is showing my age, when I was 15, we won the under-15s premiership, and Ben actually presented the pennant to my team. So he's now playing Premier League again. He's one of the best hockey players I've seen. So Hockey SA very lucky to have him, and family are good hockey players as well.
I'm just going to stop you there. We have another circle entry, and it's just gone wide, and there's 16-yard hit out. So the amount of times that the sticks clash together the umpires are letting it go.
It's just a judgment call, and as a player as well, you always question that, whether you think it's come off the opposition stick or not. You've just got to trust the umpire's decision.
But certainly Seacliff are incredibly fast once they start penetrating into that final third. The speed in which they're attacking the Adelaide Uni goal is quite phenomenal.
Well, already we're only not even halfway through the first half, and Seacliff have been inside that attacking circle 8 times to Adelaide Uni only the 2. So it is showing their dominance. You can sense a goal coming, but you never know with Adelaide Uni. Adelaide Uni are one of those teams that they do frustrate you, and they can pinch in an unexpected goal, just like we saw in the women's game earlier. It doesn't matter if you have all the momentum. All they need is one goal, and then things can turn around.
Certainly. Well, Owen Smith is certainly getting his, he's certainly earning his money tonight. He's been a busy young boy. In that goal away to our left at the northern end of the stadium, Ben Edwards is blushing. He's telling you to stop it. I don't think he likes the compliments much more.
It would be fantastic if we could say that players were earning their money tonight, but basically what we need to say is they've still let go of their $10 match fee or $15 match fee to play, which we're happy to do, of course.
I meant in a metaphorical sense.
No, but I'm just saying, if anyone wants to start paying us to play, let's do it. Let's look for sponsors right now in this thread.
Certainly, if you wanted to then push to the next level and really wanted to push men's and women's hockey, then full-time professionals could be the thing. If you are listening, Hockey SA, time to get the checkbook out.
Oh,
and another good save from Owen, getting in the right place at the right time.
He's playing really well, Dan Mitchell. Coming in from that left-hand side, his strength as well. You don't know whether he's going to go in with his forestick or he's going to go inside the circle on his backstick, and that's what you find with a lot of these players now. It's like if you're comparing it to Australian rules football or the world game, when people can kick on their left and right foot, you're not sure what they're going to do. It's the same with players. You're not sure whether they're going to hit on their forestick or their backstick, and some players are actually more skillful on their backstick. Apart from that backstick shot, which that guy's going to have a bit of a bruise tomorrow morning.
And I apologise, Matt Shash, you are right. I wrongly assumed that top left was my goalkeeper, and I apologise for that, and I apologise to Owen Smith. Our goalkeeper is Tom Rogers, who is not a young 18-year-old. He is 36.
It doesn't matter. He would have been flattered that we said he was 18.
He would be extremely flattered, but he's whatever he's doing, he's earning his money tonight.
It's a good tackle.
Comms is still high. I can't see this level of hockey going for the full 70 minutes, but would love it if it could. That's an excellent outlet ball by the Uni Blacks, and they start to work down that left-hand side. Thank you very much, Matt, for that. Like I said, we are interactive here. If you want to correct anything you say, we can. You can. It's not a problem. We will certainly correct the record for you whenever we want.
Both teams about to make a change as well. Zach Barch about to come on for Adelaide Uni, and I think it's one of the Kiddo boys who may have changed his top. About to come on for Seacliff.
No, I don't have a number. Oh, there we go. Number 1 is Ben Batts. We don't have any information on Ben Batts, but that is the number 1. So Ben Batts makes his way onto the field.
Well, I can tell you, he looks like he's had a fair bit of sun over the off-season. He's got beautiful olive tan skin.
Hasn't he just?
Also looks like he's done some bicep curls in the change rooms before the game.
Well, if you're gonna enforce short sleeves, which looks like Seacliff enforced the singlet type top, then you need to go and work on those guns, don't you? Make sure that, especially under lights.
You don't understand that, because when you get to June, July, and you're playing in the freezing cold, especially down at Seacliff, you would get quite cold. Now, Kiddo actually playing at the back there, Todd Kiddo. We're going to talk about his brother, Brad, when we get a little bit of time, because he's doing something very special next weekend.
It's a wonderful tackle there from Alan Butler. Seacliff still managing to get that circle entry, and the keeper again comes out. That's absolutely fantastic keeping, and he's there again. Seacliff still keeping that ball in the circle there. They'll be looking for a foot or a stick tackle or anything, and they got nothing. Whistle and a free hit to Adelaide Uni. But the keeper, young Tom Rogers, has been absolutely outstanding in this first half. So far, he's kept his team in it.
He's had a lot of work to do.
Certainly has had a lot of work to do.
So he's coming on.
This is not the first time that I've seen this great 3D skills. Can you explain to me what 3D skills are?
3D drags, 3D skills, it's all new terminology for myself. I mean, if Ben Edwards is still there, he can give the technical explanation of it, because I don't want to get it wrong, because I don't even know how to drag backstick, so I'll struggle in that regard.
So, Colin, if you can just let us know what 3D skills are, or if anybody's watching there who can just explain to me what 3D skills are, I'd be grateful. As Adelaide Uni have another attack thwarted as Seacliff now come. The striker is certainly outnumbered. They get the free hit there. Looks like he's played on. He's played to advantage, and he's played that ball across, and unfortunately nobody was there.
It's called a short corner as well.
Yeah, it's called a short corner.
Let's go through some of those stats really quickly. So Seacliff now with 12 circle penetrations. To Adelaide Uni only the 2. This is going to be their 7th shot on goal, compared to the 1 for Uni. So straight away we're seeing the dominance of Seacliff, which is why they won the premiership last year. They had the success last week against the Bulldogs, and you'd assume that a goal is going to come up because they have so many variations of their short corners. Expect a goal.
So this short corner from Seacliff will be injected by their captain. I don't have his name in front of me, unfortunately. But certainly Seacliff looking very, very dominant, and if it wasn't for the keeper, as I say that, they completely fluffed the stop on the short corner. And
when I said expect a goal, what I meant was expect a foot and a turnover, and obviously I'm right, so there you go.
There you go. So Ben Edwards has told us 3D skills, and also I don't want to let Carlin Fernandini down. He also let me know that it's playing the ball off the ground. So when the ball's in the air, using your stick to control the ball in the air, that's 3D skills. So certainly that's a skill to be able to move the ball around in the air as you're running at full speed. So Adelaide Uni starting to attack down this right-hand side. There's a foot there from a Seacliff player. Adelaide Uni play quickly. He's gone the 5 yards, so he can make that circle entry. And Seacliff, good experienced head there just to manage to work his way out, and unfortunately they've turned it over. Just trying to... So Glyn Tamlin is that defender, 28-year-old from Whyalla.
Yeah, as you can see, Hockey SA best and fairest in 2012-13, Premier League for 13 years, and he's accountant as well. And I'm not sure if you've seen the movie The Accountant with Ben Affleck.
So he's another one we don't want to upset.
That's it, yeah. Great movie, though. I really enjoyed that, unexpectedly.
Haven't seen that one yet, but he is, Glyn Tamlin is the captain. So some people are watching from Ardrossan, a favourite spot of mine. I used to have family who lived down at Edithburgh, and we would quite often stop at Ardrossan. Just had a sudden outbreak of hay fever here from commentators and cameramen sneezing all over the place. Apologies if any of that was caught and you got shocked by any sneezing, but...
Microphone. I'm not sure what's going on, but it's a change of seasons. A lot of good hockey players come from Ardrossan as well, and what you find out, it's Ardrossan and a lot of the York Peninsula. We have so many players that will make the commute. You would have seen last week with the Grange Royals game, the Whittaker family basically go on a school bus. They've got so many in their family, and they commute to training every week. They come and play, and it's great to have this.
Yeah, certainly. And there's another Port Lincoln lad, Jim Stocky. He's watching from Pamplona in Spain. So good to have you with us.
There's a lot of bad tackles there.
Hola, Jim.
Short corner as well to Seacliff.
Another one.
Yep. So let's quickly talk about Brad Kiddo. So obviously he's got Todd playing and Jordan in this game as well. He's about to compete. It looks like in a big run over Easter. There's a photo of him which is shared on the Seacliff Facebook page and also the Hockey SA one of him with a disgusting moustache, but he's a very fit human being, part of the Camden Athletic Club, and he's going to compete in the Stall Gift over the Easter long weekend, which is next weekend, which is he's going to be running the 1600 and the 800 as well. So Seacliff would be very proud. As we said, premiership last year, great things going on where they're playing. Let's see what happens here.
Ball comes in and a much better stop. I don't know whether there was obviously no deflection there. It's just gone wide. Just pulled it to the left-hand side as he looked at it. The goalkeeper's right. Just got nothing there, but a much better stop on that short corner.
Just a bit more on Brad Kiddo as well. we talked about the coach of the Premier League women, Matt Morton, not playing. He's a fantastic player, and Brad Kiddo's a fantastic player as well. And he's not playing tonight and for the season for Seacliff because he is going to focus on his running, as this is now a 3-on-2.
Now we have a 3-on-2. We've got an Adelaide Uni player running back, and that's a great stick. Absolutely wonderful saving stick from David Holland, a 43-year-old centre-back coming out of Adelaide. He has 3 kids, and they all play. But again, a trend I'm noticing is that the older heads, the more experienced players, they tend to play at the back and just marshal those defensive forwards, the defensive structures. Sunil Cook has thrown his hat into the watching from a distance ring. He is watching from all the way from the Esplanade at Seacliff. Glad to see they've managed to get internet down there, Sunil. So glad you're with us.
You can't say that during a Seacliff game. People will turn off the stream.
But it's good to have you. We have 162 people watching us at the moment. We are absolutely thrilled to have you with us. Like this, send the little hearts and little thumbs across our screen. We love that when it happens. Send us a comment, tell us where you're watching, tell us what you're enjoying about this game, and make sure you share it for all your friends and family to watch.
I'm not sure if you just caught that on the stream, but number 40 for Adelaide Uni, who is playing on the left-hand attacking side with the little Mr. Miyagi top knot. Alan Butler just tripped over his own foot. No one was around him, so that once again will go viral.
Got him.
Sniper has got him.
The accountant got him. So that's a lovely inside ball just to give that player some more time and space. He goes down the line and he finds his outlet pass and another circle entry, but unfortunately there's no Adelaide Uni players in there. And Seacliff can counter-attack. They have numbers out to the right if he can find them. He'd look for that ball returned, but he hasn't done it, and the Uni have cut it out, but unfortunately illegally. Seacliff get to go again.
Now, Rachel's asked if we're ignoring her. We're not, Rachel. We're just watching the game as well. I'm watching from Port Pirie because she said he's playing. Who are you talking about, Rachel? Just give us an idea and we'll give you exactly who's playing, all of their details. Sorry we missed that one earlier, but this is a very fast-paced game. We can't afford to look away at the moment. Great turn.
A lovely turn from the accountant. I'm going to give him the nickname, the accountant, from now on. Lovely turn from the accountant. He's going to have to work back as they've turned it over, unfortunately. Adelaide Uni didn't manage to get forward quick enough, but again, another turnover there. There's a ball there if he could find it, and he couldn't. He turns it back inside. Certainly, Seacliff have managed to get a defensive structure in place and build a wall in front, and the turn over there.
Oh, good turn.
Nobody in front of him. He's got to look for his support runners, which he gets coming from his left. But another turnover on this midfield. This is a frenetic game of hockey at the moment.
Players getting a little bit tired now.
Starting to open up now, I think.
Lachlan Buzzico, Steph Curry, who eats the side of his mouth guards, really run hard this game, but you can see he probably needs a little bit of a rest now. He's struggling in the middle of the field.
So Rachel is Owen Smith. She's watching Owen Smith, who's the number 3.
He's definitely
big,
playing.
Tall, rangy lad in the middle. Playing in that midfield, the one I mistook for the goalkeeper. He's 18 years of age, hailing from Port Pirie, been in the Premier League for 2 years, been in the SA country teams between under 13 and under 18. 18-year-old. Certainly been a major part of that Adelaide Uni midfield as we've gone through the game. Glenn Tamlin, the accountant, that is now his nickname. I hope it sticks. I'm going to refer to him as the accountant from now on.
Ben Affleck hasn't had the best run of good movies. I think there's been some really good ones and there's been some average ones. And I mean, Ben, if you are watching, we don't mean any offence by this, but I was really impressed with the movie. I thought it was great. Took me by surprise. Solid movie. Maybe a 7.5.
Kevin Dyson, if I find the details for Edwin Dyson, I certainly will give him a shout out. Just having a look through my form for him. Unfortunately, the teams weren't very efficient in giving us the information, so we'll certainly find out as much as we can about young Edwin.
You know, his nickname, Kevin, is actually the vacuum cleaner.
Oh, stop it.
No, it is.
Is it really?
No, it's not. I made that up. I made that up. But you fell for it, so that's good.
Or the fan.
Here we go.
There we go, Uni with a circle entry. He's got players with him. Unfortunately, he just couldn't find the final pass, and Seacliff can come away. Unfortunately, that just missed, and there's a lot of turnovers in this midfield. It's a bit scrappy. I think both coaches will be having a chat about ball retention, as that's a great reverse ball. A deflection, another save, and it goes behind for a long corner. So Tom Rogers is certainly working hard.
It's Dan Mitchell again, and he's had a rest, and he's just tried to go into the circle then with the back stick and missed, but he's working so hard. His strength, by far the best player on the field at the moment. He's responsible for all of these circle penetrations. But Dave, it's now 10 minutes to go in the first half, and you look at the scoreboard, it's 0-0. All of this hard work.
Could have been 5 or 6.
It could have.
We're perfectly honest.
The Adelaide Uni defenders and their goalkeeper have been outstanding, and you never know. As we always say about Adelaide Uni, it could take one goal and the game's turned around straight away.
So we're talking about young Owen Smith, and obviously he's being watched now. He has a fan out there, Port Pirie, I think she was. But I'm liking Owen Smith in just the classic black shoe. No colour at all, just a classic black shoe. Very subdued stick. That's wonderful skill. He's just nutmegged him there and can now move away. Ruben Wild finding an outlet on the right-hand side. Adelaide Uni have managed to get into that circle and just missed to the right. No deflection there. It's a 16-yard hit.
Let advantage play as well, because it looks like there was a foot there at one stage, but umpire Paul Finney saying let it play, as these umpires do, give you the advantage.
Ruben Wild having a little bit of a discussion with the umpire. I think players just do it to make themselves feel better, because you know you're never going to change their mind.
Definitely. Yeah, you give them a stern look. Sometimes it's a little bit awkward, but, you see how you go.
It makes us feel better. It makes you as a player feel better if you get to just get a little bit off your chest to the umpire, whether he's not going to change his mind.
No,
it just feels nice to,
You find the good umpires, though, and I'm talking about Paul Finney, and also Jordan's quite similar. If you ask the question of why they made the decision, if you know them enough to go, why did you call that? There's another circle penetration.
Seacliff is again, and that's a good run. And again, Tom Rogers comes out, just smothers that first one there.
It's really poor. They're doing everything right apart from that last moment. I mean, the keeper didn't have to do much then. Now that's their 10th shot on goal, Seacliff, for no result. Be really disappointed with that, Mark Deloro.
That's a good ball, just cutting out that middle. Good control on that right-hand side. That's a good cutout. He's got to look for his release now. Unfortunately, it's been sent down there. That's good stick work again. Ruben Wild's stick work and his ability to move the ball and keep hold of that ball and basically make defenders look silly is very, very impressive.
It's been a very good player for a long time, Ruben.
Another interception. Seacliff do have the numbers again, and an awful last pass. Just lack of awareness, really, as to where his runners were. So we have another nickname here, number 43 for Uni, the dentist. Maybe can help the other guy out with his mouth.
This is Michael guard. Brooks he's talking about, the dentist. Okay, fair enough.
So
I'm just unsure.
43 is the dentist?
The mouth guard thing troubles me. I'm just not sure. I'm just still coming to terms with it. I'll discuss it later.
It's not doing its job if it's out the side of the mouth, really, is it? As Seacliff turned the ball over again, but I think the stick was up in a dangerous position. Uni go quickly, and nobody moved for his pass. He saw something that nobody else did. David Holland.
Dutchie, he's a really tall human being, and one of my former coaches used to always say about tall men with big length, he's got to reach like an albatross. Now, none of us players ever understood what that meant, but we're going to say Dutchie has a reach like an albatross.
His big wingspan, I think, is what he means.
Okay, I haven't really paid that much attention to albatrosses to see what their wingspan's like, but I'm assuming he does.
They're pretty big.
Okay.
They spend years at sea. They spend a long, long time at sea.
Okay.
So they get around by just basically being a big, massive glider, so they have big wings.
Well, thank you, David Attenborough. It's really good to be out here with
David
you.
Webb.
Oh, okay, sorry. My mistake.
Easy mistake to make.
Yeah, I understand.
I do understand it's an easy mistake to make. One of us is 38 and quite dashing. The other one is 806.
Yes, but still going.
He's still going. An absolute Sir David Attenborough as well. Thank you very much.
Sorry, we should have some respect. 6 minutes to go now in the first half. And
it's absolutely flown by. That's a lovely touch. As Zach Barsh starts working down that right-hand side. Just couldn't manage to keep going. Has got men free over on the right-hand side. A lot of men in the way, though. Finds a foot, though. And they can rebuild from there.
They'd want to score a goal, Seacliff, before half-time, just to really get some reward for the hard work they've put in. But it's the same as Uni.
There's a circle entry. Unfortunately, there's a big... What would you call that colour? Aquamarine wall in the way?
Well, we could go with that. I probably wouldn't, but we'll still try it. Oh.
Seacliff on the attack again. That's an excellent tackle, and Ruben Wild picks it up, and there are numbers free. There are numbers available. There's the overlap run there if he wants it. He ignores it. He's going to have these sort of, oh, that's absolutely wonderful between the legs. Ruben just couldn't find it away. Another little conversation with Paul Finney, which he's not going to win.
It was all fine. Glyn Tamlin just stopping the ball with his stick there. Nice block. His experience. Oh, wow.
Oh,
now,
well.
you'd think there's a card coming here. Oh, he's very lucky.
I thought the hand was going to the pocket. He thought about it. But, yeah, the accountant sort of putting his stamp down there. He's not one to be messed with, is he?
No, and we have the pleasure of seeing just that action on the screen there, and very lucky not to get a card because the hand did go trying to restrict Glyn Tamlin.
That's good control. So I'm assuming that you can put that stick above your head if there's nobody else around you.
Definitely, you've got that 5-yard advantage as well. So as long as you're first to the ball when it's in the air and it's not dangerous to anyone around you, you're okay.
So as we go into the last 5 minutes, I would suggest that the Adelaide Uni coach will be the happier of the two coaches, not to have conceded. And I think that the Seacliff coach will be just imploring his players just to find that finish for him. They're getting into the right positions. They just big stick tackle there.
Well, you'd kind of think if Paul Finney wasn't going to give a card for the last one, that they're going to hold off on that one as well. But he is very lucky there, Dan Mitchell. He's had a great game to date as well, with just under 5 minutes left in this first half. And you'd love to be a fly on the wall at half-time in the change rooms for Seacliff to see what Mark DeLauro says, because he's not going to accept this. They've had now 17 entries inside the attacking circle for 10 shots, no goals on the scoreboard. So 0-0 with 4 minutes to go.
Apparently there's some fine moustaches. Unfortunately, when we're sitting live, I can't see any moustaches, or not well enough to critique them. We'll certainly keep an eye out for it.
There's a couple. I think one of the kiddo boys has a moustache, and some of the other ones look like they're trying but struggling.
Seacliff have got another entry here, but again, and there's that is an outstanding save. If he's
called a short.
So he's called a short corner. I'm not entirely sure why. Just having a look at it now. I think that's just come off of Dutchy's foot, I think. As it was making its way in, I think it's just come off Dutchy's foot.
It's another interesting one, because we've played advantage for the majority of these games that we've watched. The first game early in the Premier League women, and Jordan Ryan looked to Paul Finney just to see what the call was. And I think they've had a little bit of eye contact.
I'll be perfectly honest, though. I will say I think if that didn't hit Dutchy's foot, that was in. So I think it's probably the right call. And here goes Seacliff with another short corner. That's a good stop and a good strike on goal. A good deflection, and there's the first one. So finally, Seacliff come away with some biscuits from a short corner routine. Just trying to get the number of the goal scorer.
I think it's the man who came on earlier who I said got a fair bit of sun. And
got a fair bit of sun and need him to turn around. Maybe if we can instill, and it is number one, it's Benny Batts.
It is. So it came off the bench. So finally they get their rewards. After having 12 shots, they get the one on the board.
They finally come away with one, which is nice. That's a good tackle by the Adelaide Uni number 5, Aaron Wild, who I'm assuming is Ruben Wild's brother. So again, the family is strong. Seacliff managing to come away. That'll settle the coach down, I think. I think Mark DeLauro will be a little bit happier now going into half-time that they've managed to come away from it. Adelaide Uni will... I wouldn't be too disappointed if I was Adelaide Uni. I certainly wouldn't be too disappointed. You're playing against the Premiers, and
you'd almost be happy that you're only one down. A few more comments on Facebook as well. A comment saying, watching Harrison Lewis, number 95 for Uni, with the nickname the Magic Man.
Oh, that's wonderful. He's just ghosted past him, and there's a tackle there, and he was happy with that. There was a bit of stick noise, but umpire was happy with it. That's a nice inside ball, but unfortunately he's straight to a Seacliff player, who just comes back, and they'll start again, and they'll move down the left with Batsy, I'm reliably informed, another York Peninsula boy.
We need to work out why the Magic Man's number is so big on the back of his shirt, because he's not a large human being, but so we don't know if the number's proportionate to the size of his body, but the number 95 on the back of his shirt is obscenely large, so we'll get a good look when he comes back out on the field.
Seacliff, another circle entry. Uni have managed to deal with most of them quite well, and obviously they have an absolute wall of a goalkeeper. Very difficult to beat, and it looks like both the Wild boys,
nice.
Their stick skills are absolutely impeccable. They seem to be able to just attach it to the stick and do whatever they want with it.
It's Aaron Wild. Actually, the first person that I've seen named Aaron that's a male.
I played with an Aaron.
Really?
Who was I used to play rugby with an Aaron.
E-R-I. My sister's name's Aaron.
He was 6'8".
Okay.
So quite comfortable in the name Aaron.
Yeah, definitely. No, I'm not saying I dislike it. I'll stop talking.
It may not be Aaron. It may be a
Let's hope, yeah. It may be Aaron. Anyway.
Anyway.
13 seconds to go.
There you go. So full name is Erin Ario. Erinario.
Erinayo. Okay.
So there you go. So that's where that comes from.
See, this is the great thing about this streaming is the first half's about to wind up here. We get to interact with everybody watching at the moment. Lots of viewers, 173 watching a great game of hockey as the half-time siren goes. And 1-0 at the moment, Seacliff, the reigning premiers over Adelaide Uni. And as I said earlier, Dave, we go through some of these stats and the circle penetrations in that first half. Seacliff having 20 entries inside that attacking circle with 14 shots for that one goal. It's pretty interesting going into half-time.
Certainly is, and please stick around. There will be a very short advert. Stick around with us for the second half that's coming up. As we go into the second half, Seacliff winning at the moment 1-0 with that goal from the short corner. Adelaide Uni Blacks, though, can be very, very proud of their first half display. Stick around and we will speak to you after the break.
Been a Pecker for 25 years. Club's like family now. The friends have become brothers.
Yeah, it's what winter's about, is going out and putting on your club colours and having fun with, I guess, your winter friends.
They took me on when I came over new to Adelaide. Didn't know many people, so yeah, to me they've become more like a family than anything.
It means a lot actually, it's a lot of good fun. They're a great family and just, you definitely know when the season's over and you miss them. I travel from York Peninsula every training and on weekends to play. It takes 2 hours to get. Club, I love the team.
Forestville is my escape from the stressful things in life, and I also get to have fun at the same time with heaps of mates too.
The Zulus are my family, my best friends, and lining up beside them every week means the world to me. So what Forestville does well as a club is that they have the highest participation in Hook Into Hockey in South Australia, and we run holiday programs, so our Premier League men and women take those holiday programs for the juniors.
Foster our juniors, they come up through the ranks, they get opportunities to play, umpire, coach, and they develop into fantastic role models and human beings as well as hockey players.
A lot of our Premier League boys and our senior players actually coach in our junior teams and through the state as well. I think that's why we've got the best juniors coming through, and that's why we've got success at the Seacliff Hockey Club.
A lot of volunteering with SAPSARS and zone champs and all that.
So now that we've brought back juniors, we've got a number of teams. It's really re-energised the club and brought the club back to a happy place to be around.
It's like good to see other cultures out as well and like really include them in activities and trainings and always just asking them to come out and play because that's what we're all about.
And it's not necessarily all about winning, it's about participation and enjoyment and making sure that kids come through and keep playing hockey. Play for Adelaide Uni, it means everything.
I think in terms of the club, we support each other really well. We always seem to have like the biggest crowd out on game day and they're really vocal, which is a big benefit as a player. And I think it sort of gives us a homegrown advantage when everyone comes out and gets around us.
I've been at Grange since I was 3 years old, and to be honest, we're not going anywhere.
So I've been a part of the Premier League Women's team for 6 years now, and I've been fortunate enough to be a part of the past 5 grand final premiership wins, which was all in a row.
I think we've been in the grand final about 7 times as well. Haven't won them all, unfortunately, but yeah, to get there so many times is been fairly impressive in its own right.
I think at Port we drive such a tough culture and a resilient culture, which has allowed us to just work hard and just push through any adversity or any challenges that came towards us.
Pretty positive this year. I think we're going to do quite well. We've got a new sort of mindset, new belief system, so I think the girls have got it this year.
Welcome back to the Hockey Centre here at Jabs Cross on this wonderful Friday night. An autumn Friday night, but it feels like a summer Friday night. Premier League Fridays Live, brought to you by Hockey SA. powered by Spacequake Sports. Every goal, every save, every tackle, every Premier League Friday live. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your comments. We'll go through some of the ones that we got at half time. Kathleen Batts is saying go number one. I think that's a family member of young Benny Batts. Hayden Lewin said we tried to feed young Erin Wild and he just didn't grow, which is unfortunate. Ben Batts started playing hockey for Ardrossan at the age of 10, was a soccer player in the Riverland. Nice goal, Ben, from your Ardrossan coach. So some very proud people around watching tonight.
Going into this second half now, it's only 1-0, and if you've just tuned into the stream, Seacliff with 20 circle penetrations in that first half, having 14 shots as well to Adelaide Uni, 6 circle penetrations, with only the 2 shots, the short corners favouring Seacliff as well. They'd be really disappointed, and you have a look at some of their faces now, you'd think that their coach Mark DeLauro would get into them and say, boys, we didn't win the premiership last year for nothing. Let's turn our attention to what's going on tonight. After a great victory last week, they really need to put some goals away because, as we saw last week with the Grange victory over North East, which was almost unexpected, it's going to be a very tight competition, so you can't afford to drop points.
No, and in the second half, obviously we changed ends with Seacliff going to the southern goals and the Blacks going to the northern goals. And young Erin, again, just couldn't find his outlet pass there. Blacks still have the ball though. We currently have 124 people watching. Let us know where you're watching from. Whether you are in Adelaide, whether you are in the States of South Australia, in Australia, or even if you are overseas, we want to know where you're from. We had someone claiming they were in Venezuela last time. Highly doubt that, but let us know where you're watching from. Harry Lewin has 95 goals in him, scoring 27 in Tamworth Premier League last year. Get around him. Well, there we go. Harry Lewin. That's the number 95.
What are you thinking, David? Because you're not, you're not a hockey connoisseur. You haven't played hockey for a very long time, if at all. But for someone to come out and experience this is what we love as a hockey community, for people to actually go, let's experience this. You're enjoying what you're seeing because it's a really good standard.
I certainly am. And look, it's great to watch elite level sport, whichever sport it is you go to. I mean, and that's the beauty of Adelaide. I mean, you can watch elite level hockey on a Friday night. You can watch elite level football on a Saturday. That's what I love about this. But particular about coming out and watching these guys and girls play is the level of skill that they have is incredible, and the speed at which they play this game is incredible. It's absolutely stunning to watch. And doing the commentary and learning so much about the players from the wonderful biographies that Katrina at Hockey SA gives me, you learn so much about the people. So, for example, Tom Rogers, who's been absolutely outstanding in goal, is a marathon specialist. He ran the Melbourne Marathon and is currently training for New York. So I doubt very much that fatigue would ever be an issue for him, as the Seacliff Tigers have another shot on goal and just miss wide to the right.
The great thing you learn about these hockey players as well is that, growing up, if a lot of players, they choose cricket, they choose soccer, they choose Australian rules football. There's a lot of financial incentives and things like this. The hockey players that you have out here playing in Premier League, both the men and women, and also through all the grades through Hockey SA, they play it because they love the game. They want to commit to the trainings per week and play with their teammates.
Just had a turnover, and Seacliff trying to make that circle entry again. Al Oliver trying to make his way in, just unfortunately not making it. And there's nothing, just unable to keep that in.
There's nothing better than seeing players from your club take that next step, or be selected for the Suns or the Hot Shots or even international level.
That's. I was going to say that has to be a free kick. Surely that was lovely stick work from young Owen Smith. Yeah, turned his defender inside out, and the defender really had no choice but to bring him down. Otherwise, Owen would have been starting to launch an attack.
Troy, it's not at Seacliff. I think Seacliff's surface is blue now after they've had the revamp. Here we go.
That's probably the first thing the Seacliff goalie has had to do for most of the game, really. But Adelaide Uni getting a circle entry, which was good, and they should get a repeat here.
So, David, you finally get to have a look at number 95, Harrison Lewin, that we're talking about. So you'll be able to see whether the number on the back of his shirt is too big.
I was wondering whether the number 95 means something to him. It looks like it's a brand new shirt. I mean, if he was playing for Tamworth last year. He was playing in the Tamworth Premier League last year. He scored 27 goals in the Tamworth Premier League last year.
It's not bad.
So one would assume, and I am assuming here, and we all know what they say about assumptions, I would assume that is the brand new Adelaide Uni shirt, and that from now on all of the numbers will be that big. We'll be quite interested.
There's a fair discrepancy in the numbers, though, because you have a look at the size of Adelaide Unis, at least you can see them. You struggle to see Seacliffs because they're small and they kind of fade in the yellow into the blue.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the big number, so Harrison Lewin, we like your work. I'd like to see more big numbers. Isaac Farmillo is asking, where's Jack Cruikshank for Adelaide University? We're not sure. He's obviously not playing tonight. Couldn't tell you why. Hockey SA do a lot of work trying to build these bio sheets for us, and they're only as good as the information that the clubs give us. So unfortunately we haven't been told why Mr. Cruikshank's not working. Did Brighton become Seacliff? Troy Collett is asking. I don't know. Do you know the answer to that?
No, we'd be guessing Troy.
Anybody out there in our Facebook community can tell us whether the Brighton team became Seacliff. If you could let Troy Collett know, that would be great. Uni certainly have come out a little bit stronger in this second half as young Harry Lewin gets his stick on the
Magic
ball
Man.
again.
We've got to call him the Magic Man, I think.
Man. That's an interesting ball. It nearly got through. Came off a Seacliff stick, so it will be a long corner to the Uni Blacks. Certainly been an entertaining game of hockey. Yes, Brighton did become Seacliff, Troy. We had from Andrew Blaskett, who let us know that Brighton became Seacliff. So you are now a Seacliff alumni, Troy. You'll be pleased with your boys being a goal up at the moment. Seacliff also have what is, in my opinion, the greatest club song of all the club songs.
Yeah.
With the Tigerland.
Not bad.
I'm a fan of the old Tigerland song, I must say.
Have you heard the Northeast Zulu chant yet?
I have.
Yeah.
I am fully aware of that. Growing up playing rugby in England, I am fully aware of the Zulu chant.
Bit sloppy this second half. Only 8 minutes in, but just needs to settle down a little bit because the score's only 1-0 and Adelaide Uni pinch a goal, then it's game on.
So we have further on that. Brighton combined with Happy Valley and the Southern Districts to form the Seacliff Tigers. So they are an amalgamation of 3 clubs. So no wonder they're as good as they are, really. Being 3 clubs together. Well, yeah, Seacliff certainly haven't been as dominant in the opening minutes of the second half as they were in the first half. Adelaide seems to have settled down quite a lot. Adelaide Uni seems to have settled down quite a lot. That's a good ball. And Ruben will look to move forward.
That's a great ball. Oh, bad luck. Unlucky.
Yeah. It looks like he may be struggling a little bit there, the Brody Kavanagh. Didn't really put the pedal down to chase that and cut it out. It's those efforts that coaches like to see, really, once you make those efforts. So you had sort of both ends of the spectrum there. You had Ruben Wild laying out, putting his body on the line to play that ball, and Brody Kavanagh didn't really get out of second gear to get after it.
Seems to be working for him, though, using that long ball. And we mentioned in that first half, especially for Seacliff, their number 13, Dan Mitchell, was all over everybody. We haven't really sighted him in this second half. Now, whether that's a fatigue thing, but you can see now with this forward entry.
Oh, another airy. Can't seem to get rid of it. Somebody needs to get rid of it. There's a whistle there and long corner.
Seen 2 fresh areas tonight in both games, and it's not something that people would be proud of. Bit of banter now, and I think someone's having a chat
Dan
to him.
Mitchell suggesting that the umpire didn't blow the whistle loud enough. I don't think we can expect an extra loud one from the next one. Dutchy was quite strong in there at the back then when the things got under pressure. Nice cool head on shoulders. If we talk about cool heads on shoulders, the accountant just nice and easy. He knows they have a lead. He knows that they don't need to push things too hard.
And the advantage of having your captain at the back, he can set up the play and know exactly where everybody is.
That's a good ball, unfortunate, really. They just young Benny Batts working down into that into that left-hand corner. We need to find a nickname for Ben Batts, I think.
Cricket.
I wonder whether pink is just a little bit too politically incorrect. Pink Bats?
Potentially. But you know what? We're all about...
It's a big company in New Zealand. The New Zealand referees are sponsored by Pink Bats.
Okay. See, I'm learning so much working with you tonight,
So we
David.
could call him Pinky. So Pinky just has a reverse stick shot at goal, unfortunately just misses to the left. York's people now know they don't have to drive on a Friday night.
We'd still love for you to drive and come to watch the
have
game. I mean, it's a really good environment here. You can always have a look around as well. You can actually see a couple of members of opposing Premier League sides having a look at how the teams are structured here tonight. I've noticed a few Burnside players here. I think they must be playing one of the teams next week or after Easter. But to be able to come out to the State Hockey Centre and experience Friday nights, the food here has all been upgraded and it's a really nice environment, especially if the night's warm. If you can't get there, that's the advantage of having the stream tonight, where we have almost 150 people watching. So it's great hockey, getting the exposure it deserves.
And you can get the best of both worlds, because you can actually come and sit in front of us and you can listen to us commentate live. You can meet us at half-time and after the game. And
that'll be a highlight for everyone,
of course it would. That's the only reason that people would come out to the hockey centre on a Friday night.
We want people to come, mate, not call the police.
But yeah, and then you can go home and watch it all over again on Facebook, because these will stay up all through the week. They don't go down. You can watch these at any time. It's a great coaching resource.
That was an amazing turn there from Ruben. He's a fantastic player, and he's been in Adelaide Uni for a long time now, so for him to be able to still maintain this amazing form and lead these boys, if he wasn't playing tonight, I think the scoreline would be a lot different. But it still feel like an arm wrestle in this second half. Probably
felt a lot closer. I wouldn't be. I certainly wouldn't be putting my cue in the rack if it was Mark DeLauro. I'd certainly still be thinking that Adelaide Uni could come back.
Well, they need goal difference. As I said at the start, I mean, you look at all of the sides in the ladder at the moment in the Premier League, they haven't conceded many goals. Seacliff this year only conceding the 2, scoring 8 last week against Burnside. So they'd want to continue this, and the goalie looking for a clean sheet.
Well, they're just trying to move it out to that left-hand side. Jordan Kitto looking for it, and Jordan, the brother of Brad Kiddo, who's running in the stall gift over the weekend. Big Dutchie.
Wow.
Oh, well, there you go.
Dutchie's not happy.
They've let that play. And there again is big Tom Rogers with another save. A stick tackle and a free hit, and they've reversed that. He went and played on early, and then it caught his foot. And Adelaide Uni have a break on, but that's a good interception by Todd Kitto.
Ben Batts' nickname is Batsy. Now, we're going to spend the next 15 minutes just trying to work out how and why his nickname is Batsy. If you could explain that, Jamie, that'd be great. Yeah.
There's a lot of thought gone into that nickname. They're the best kind of nicknames, the ones that make you think. Another circle entry. If they can find it, they've found the shot. Oh, and there's it. That is, I feel for the keeper there. Just as he hit that, he just took a bobble and it's just bounced over his pad. Seacliff have gone 2-0 up.
It's my man Dan Mitchell as
Dan
well.
Mitchell has scored the goal.
Fantastic first half, and then that's one of those unlucky goals because it was a hideous shot, and he topped the ball and it bounced in, so you feel for the keeper.
Yeah, it's one of those that you feel bad. Big Dutchie went and spoke to his keeper afterwards again, saying, don't drop your head. That's not your bad, that's not your fault. Kathleen Batt says, well, this is a shock. Kathleen Batt tells us that his nickname is Batsy because his last name is Bats. And what they've done is they've put a Y on the end. It's amazing. Thank you very much, Kathleen. Thank you for letting us know that. Seacliff with another circle entry. Nothing come from it, and Adelaide Uni can release the...
To Steve Davis as well, Scott Miller definitely is playing for Seacliff. He's wearing the number 11 tonight.
So, Dan Mitchell, I'm sure somebody will be able to tell me this. Did he umpire last week? Was he umpiring the men's game last week?
I'm not sure.
I know you weren't here, but I'm pretty sure that he was. He got a lot of love from my co-commentator last week. He was very impressed with his game. Seacliff just bringing that ball into the middle so the accountant can restart it from the back. That's what I like about. That's what you talk about. One of the things that impress me about hockey is the ability for these players to get their head up. They know where the ball is. They get their head up. Another circle entry for Seacliff. They brought it across. Still in there. Still in there. Seacliff still haven't managed to get rid of it. No.
Jeez, Dutchy's really lucky there not to get cleaned up by the ball.
But
unlucky not to get a free.
He certainly put his body on the line. But you say it's unlucky not to get a free if you put your head in the way of a stick that's being swung.
Yeah, but I think there was contact before which made him fall to the ground, which I think was missed by Paul Finney, and he looked up straight away when he went down, but he's very lucky he didn't get collected by the ball there, Dutchy.
Yeah, so we have confirmation. Dan Mitchell did umpire last week. He was the umpire over on this side of the ground. Last week he did have a very good game. Oh, that's a great reaction save. He's got to rush again, and he covered down the angle, and they missed to the right-hand side.
Seacliff really starting to flex their muscles now. With 20 minutes to go in this second half, they've really lifted. They've had those 10 circle penetrations with 8 shots on goal. And Adelaide Uni, you thought at the start had a chance, but I think Seacliff have got a little bit of swagger about themselves now.
Yeah, I think we're about to see Tom Rogers' his workload increase again. I must say I'm a fan of Dutchy's shoes. I will give Dutchy's shoes an 8 out of 10.
If the lights go off, you'll still be able to see him. They're very bright.
That's absolute wonderful. Well, from Aaron Wild. Just round and round and round.
Oh,
that's a good interception. He's got to work hard to get back to that, and he has. There's a player to his left. He's found his player to the left. That's young Owen Smith, who's got another player to his left. He's got the magic man out there to his left. If he could find him.
Did everything right until that last move. 3 on 2.
So, Dan Mitchell's an umpire and he's also a player. Worst type of player to deal with as an umpire.
Well, it's the same with a lot of these guys. Jordan Ryan is a player for Grange Royals who plays Metro 1s in a bit of Premier League. Paul Finney's obviously played at the highest level in South Australia as well. So, you look, there's nothing better than having an umpire who actually plays with the current rules, because I guess you refer to them as the players umpires that you can have a conversation with. Unless it's a player that you don't get along with, then you'll be spending most of the day on the bench.
You'll certainly be discussing open discussions about the do you call them rules or laws in hockey? In rugby they're called laws.
No, I think we go with rules. Generally there's just a lot of rule breakers, you know.
Wow. I did read a quote the other day, and I can't remember what it was, but I think it was something, rules are guidelines for people who can't control their own lives.
Yep, and that's fair enough. Sometimes in the lower grades you run into umpires who aren't that familiar with the rules. But they changed them a lot, actually. It's a bit strange at the moment because there's a lot of rules for Premier League and the Metro 1's reserves competition which aren't filtered down through the lower leagues. So if you are, for example, if you're playing a Premier League game and you drop down into the Metro 1s, or you're playing Metro 1s and you drop down into the Metro 2s, your rules change. So the stick above your head rule, from my understanding, it doesn't apply from the lower grades. Right. So if you're familiar with it, you can get caught out really quickly.
Yep.
And the umpires aren't going to go, well, sorry, it's a misunderstanding. They'll go, well, you can't do that.
You can't do that. So. But Seacliff starting to move forward again. Jamie Cresu working down that right-hand side. He's rocking a headband. In a while since the headband, I have seen a headband rocked. But young Aaron Wild also rocking a headband. It seems to be a hockey thing, the headband. Do you wear a headband yourself?
No. I guess the only thing stopping me from doing that is that I don't have hair.
Never stopped LeBron.
No, that's true. I think I did it one game just for comical effect and no one laughed, so I just didn't do it. Concentrated on playing hockey.
Roy Deadman, who is fast becoming our guru on everything rule-based, says the stick rule applies in all grades this year.
Right, well, that's fantastic. Well, Roy, you're going to have a chat to the umpires from our game last week, because I didn't try it, of course. I'm not that skillful, but it's good to know these things. That's why Roy is such a legendary umpire. Oh, wow.
So he's chosen to play on. He's gone his 5 yards. He's gone the reverse stick. And again, Rogers is out there. That's good work, and another cross, so that's a good clearance. It's a wonderful clearance. I think that's our big mate Toddy Smart.
Let's ask Amy, Roy and James why that changed. Is that because of the issues with players dropping down grades and not understanding it? Is that just a Hockey SA incentive that it should be?
That's a wonderful mazy run. Sorry to cut you off there.
No, that's fine.
Just a wonderful mazy run, and this final centre ball just unfortunately wasn't gone. Gone in again. Deflection, so Seacliff will have the long corner.
It's an interesting one. And it would be good to know why that decision was made. I guess for a lot of players who are watching this as well in the lower grades.
But we should clarify that is only if you've got a 5 metre space around you.
If you're in a safe area and you're not going to be dangerous towards your opponent, becoming a bit scratchy now. You think Seacliff really would be comfortable, but you can never be too comfortable with 15 minutes to go.
Seacliff now is starting to keep that pressure on, but the Magic Man manages to get a stick in with a lovely reverse pass. He's found a runner. He's got a runner to the left if the just didn't go with the overlap, but we've gone on to the right-hand side with Erin Wild working down that right-hand side, and the accountant just says no.
He's playing really well, Glyn. You know when he's not sided and he's just cleaning up the mess at the back. They haven't had to do too much, the Seacliff defenders, this evening. Adelaide Uni not so much because of all the shots against them.
So we talk about the innovations around this and the positives around these live streams. That's good work from Toddy Smart. He deserves he deserves a free kick for the work that he's done, but the free kick's gone the other way. But we talk about the innovations that give coaches a chance to see. One thing that it has done, and it's been especially obvious tonight, is it's sparked conversation. We had a controversial goal in the first game, and it sparked a lot of conversation. And people like Roy Deadman can let people know what the rulings are and what they are, and it removes a lot of that uncertainty. So now everybody who's watched this Facebook feed and has watched tonight will now know that the head above the stick rule is okay in every single game. Mitchell, I apologise if I keep saying free kicks. You are allowed to do an angry face go across the screen every time I say free kick. I don't mind that.
There's a comment as well from Ryan Taylor who wants to know where Cameron Hope is. So he's plays for Grange or hopefully somewhere safe tonight.
Seacliff managed to find out. They have got
2-0 at the moment in the favour of Seacliff. They should be up by a lot more. They've had so many opportunities and circle penetrations. You'd think that it'd be about 6 or 7 if you had a look at some of the statistics.
Well, Tom Rogers has been absolutely imperious between the sticks tonight.
Oh,
that's a big challenge. And there's the loud whistle. Mitchell, the last time Paul Finney blew the whistle for a Dan Mitchell thing, he said he didn't blow it loud enough. So I think Paul definitely made a point there.
Played on too quickly as well there.
There's another circle entry there. A 16-yard hitter.
No, Connie Beatty's not playing tonight, unfortunately. Missing a few players actually, Seacliff. Matt Morton's away, and also Brad Kiddo out for the season, focusing on his running, which he's going to be doing next weekend in the Stall Gift and then heading over to Europe. So we wish him all the best.
Seacliff again. It's just the spaces are starting to open up now as we come towards the last 10 minutes of the game. There's definitely space opening up in that midfield for both sides, really.
Great turn.
Seacliff again with that turn. He got the circle entry. That's a fantastic stop. I think that was came off young Alan Butler's legs. Another long corner to Seacliff so they can maintain that pressure. Another turn and entry. Another long corner. Tom Rogers was out and bringing everything down.
Starting to see these disgusting moustaches as well.
That was an atrocious moustache there. I'm not sure who it was that came off, but
and Todd Kiddo as well. He's got the afro haircut with the moustache. It's real 70s.
Unless there is a reason, can anybody tell us there's a reason why the Kiddo brothers are all sporting moustaches?
I mean, yeah, if there is a reason, we fully support it. But if not, we're against it.
Yeah. Apparently, Jack Cruikshank was dropped for not partying hard enough. Nice to see. That's the way things roll. It's
certainly wouldn't be Mark DeLauro endorsed because he's got a very well-drilled side who took away the Premiership trophy last year and haven't lost a game so far this season.
That's
and look like they'll win tonight.
Work from young Owen Smith there. He's got that runner on the outside. He just couldn't find him, but he's
Oh,
gone
wow.
back and made his own tackle. And now he's gone in. No deflection there, unfortunately.
You can't score a goal from halfway across the field, unfortunately.
I was aware of that. I might say free kick, but I was aware of that one.
No, I wasn't saying that to you. I'm just
Yeah.
indicating that to the player when he watches his stream back a little bit later on. But we will give them a inside circle penetration there.
I'm sure he was just hoping for a deflection there. As the accountant just turns that young man inside out. Wonderful, wonderful hockey IQ. That's a lovely turn. And we've still got it in the middle. They're going to look. Circle does get crowded, doesn't it?
16 times they've been in as well, Seacliff, this half. So if you have a look, I'll take you through the game statistics in a second when we get a free moment, because it looks like they're going to go in for a 17th time. And they won't. So I'll take you through that now.
Just hang on 1 second as we get this break on. The big fella is just got the big diesel engine
It's
going.
going to be a free.
Had the big diesel engine going as he was going there like a JCB in an F1 race.
So that's 36 inside circle penetrations to Seacliff to 13 for Adelaide Uni tonight. So you can see the dominance just in that.
That is an unbelievable. Oh
wow,
that's a big challenge, and the umpire keeps his whistle in his pocket. So
it's a good call from Finney though. It was 50-50.
50-50. They both put their body on the line. And now he does get the free kick. Ruben Wild's ball control is incredible. Pretty sure the whole team is trying to grow mustaches. Is young Benny having a go at it? Kathleen?
It's from Kathleen, who helped us out earlier with the nickname Batsy. Came from just adding the letter Y to the surname Bat. So we got to the bottom of that one.
So we are within 10 minutes to go. Seacliff sitting quite comfortably on a 2-0 lead. Adelaide University, Adelaide Uni, if we are honest, haven't really looked like threatening the Seacliff goals.
This could be it now, though. Quick turnover, bad pass back, and they get the long corner here, Adelaide Uni. So a goal now would make things really interesting. It's just a question of who's going to do it. They've only been inside their circle 7 times this second half. They've had 2 shots in the first half, 1 more this half, so 3 for the game. What's going to happen? Seacliff, great defence.
And that's gone right across the face of goal, touched by nobody, and it'll be a 16-yard hit out. Good to see the Magic Mac back on. He's been the only spark up front for Uni. I won't disagree with you there. I wouldn't say he's the only one. Young Owen Smith certainly has come into his own in this second half and started to look quite attacking. Now, I asked this question last week. So we are coming into the last 5 minutes. So you're 2 goals down. Kicking back is a thing. You can pull your goalkeeper and you can add an extra player on, and then I would assume that Dutchy would then become the kicking back. Would you not think about that because of league, and you think about percentages and
happens
goal
in
differences
finals
and stuff?
It's quite common in finals if you need to try something, but I mean it's only round 4 of the season, so Adelaide Uni still would probably thinking they've got a really good chance here, and I mean
they certainly have. As young Ruben Wild starts to go again. Every time I see him, I want to call him Zach Wild. He's a very famous guitarist.
Okay,
Zach Wild, very talented guitarist. Wonderful fingers on the fretboard. And certainly young Ruben Wild can make that hockey stick almost look like a musical instrument with the skill that he uses with it.
Great tackle,
well,
here
that's
we
poked
go.
away. Dutchy managed to get a stick back in and knock that away and give the Adelaide Uni defenders time to get back and regroup. We'll certainly try and get some information for you on the moustaches, but it would appear that it's just a team thing and they're all trying to grow a moustache. Well, it's a bit of a miss kick. The ball's still in there. Seacliff can manage to get it back in again. Reverse stick, just wide. Must have taken a deflection though, because Mr. Finney's given a long corner. Ruben Wild, aka Woobs, aka 60-40. 60-40 is an interesting one.
Nicknames are a weird thing, and a lot of them are internal, which we'd love to get to the bottom of.
That ball goes across.
We want to profile these players over the Premier League season as well and give these players the credit they deserve. So the people coming out to watch or watching on the stream, get to know them, get familiar with them.
part of the wonderful innovations that Hockey SA is making. One of them is that we are so interactive. You get to ask your questions. If we don't know the answers, we'll certainly find somebody who can find the answers. And as Wild starts to make his way down that left-hand side, unfortunately the ball just rolls out.
Probably see after this play, Seacliff try to suck up a little bit of time. 2-0 up now. They've got no need to rush anything, so you might see a little bit of passing back, but the Magic Man still is floating up high just in case of that quick turnover like we saw a few minutes ago as Seacliff attack again.
Certainly is, and but I think we'll start to see the accountant start to really assert his dominance in that backfield, and so you see him, take over. I think, they can almost take the foot off the gas a little bit and just play some possession hockey right now. Just if you keep the ball away from Adelaide Uni in these last 5-odd minutes. Seacliff with another circle entry, and unfortunately it just goes wide to the left. And
40 times now throughout the game, 40 times they have been inside their attacking circle. Seacliff to Adelaide Uni, only the 14. So it's a dominant performance, and you enjoy taking away the points, but you'd probably still walk away and go, actually, we could have done a little bit more.
Fantastic control there by the accountant. Just brought it down and made it look as if he was just plucking a feather out of the sky. It was absolutely lovely work. And the Magic Man is magic because of his 3D skills and his stick work in the circle. It's always good to know.
He hasn't had a lot of opportunity to do that tonight and showcase his skills.
That's a lovely turn there. Unlucky not to go. I was going to say unlucky not to get a free kick, and then Paul Finney obliges and gives Seacliff another short corner.
So 5th of the game.
First one of this half?
First one of this half, yeah. It's probably lucky not to get a green card as well because it was a pretty poor tackle.
So as we come into the last 5 minutes, don't forget that next weekend, Easter weekend, the Seek hockey finals are on. The Seek Games hockey finals are on next weekend, so there's still hockey happening at the Hockey Centre next weekend if you want to come down. There is no Premier League Friday next week. We're having a week off, and the week after, Woodville Packers will take on the Grange Royal Sea Eagles, the men at 6:40 and the women at 8:10 as the accountant gets ready to inject this short corner. That's a good start. That's good stick work from Owen Smith. Good deflection.
It's called a stroke as well. Paul Finney's called a stroke. So they're just having a chat now who's going to take it.
So this is a penalty stroke. This is 1-1 from the spot.
I didn't see it close enough to have a look to see what it was for, unless the ball was travelling into the goals and it did hit a player who obstructed it. So Glenn Tamlin's going to take it to, you'd think, put Seacliff up 3-0. We don't have the opportunity to see the replay here, but if anyone saw that.
And he just puts it top left corner. And he does push Seacliff's lead out to 3-0.
You'd think that it was a stroke because of the ball hitting the player on the way in.
That would be an interesting statistic. I would like to see what the number of saves there are in penalty strokes.
Result really looking like the way it probably should have, considering the amount of attacks Seacliff have had now. 3-0.
Mark Delora, I think, will be happy with his team's work out there. But 3-0 is 3-0. I think the important thing will be to keep that clean sheet, keep that goal difference up. It's a good count at the end of the year. Could be the difference between first and second, a home final or an away final, or a weekend off, or having to play all rounds of the finals. A lot of poor tackles have not been carded tonight. It's a bit late to start now, says James Dwyer. So I suppose it's fair enough. Seacliff play the ball right the way across the goal, and no one can get anything on it.
If you have just tuned into the stream as well, the scoreboard obviously on the screen. 3-0 in Seacliff's favour. Ben Batsy scored the first one, then Dan Mitchell number 2, and Glenn Tamlin then the captain getting that penalty stroke. So pretty dominant performance.
So we're coming to the end of this one. You would suggest that Adelaide Uni Blacks aren't going to come back from this one. Seacliff have asserted their dominance. They've picked up where they left off. They have started they've been absolutely faultless. Obviously this is round 4 and they are highly likely to go 4-0. Can't see the Uni Blacks coming back in this time. So they've certainly started off like they left off last year, and they have another circle entry as we come in. Uni certainly can walk away from this with their heads held high. Certainly give a good account of themselves throughout the 70 minutes of hockey.
Oh.
Another short corner.
Very lucky spot there for Dan Mitchell, who is basically hiding behind the goalkeeper then, so to that short corner, he knows he's pretty lucky. You can see him having a laugh as well. So they get their 6th corner of the game. That takes them up to 24 circle penetrations for this half as well. Now you wonder if they're going to wait and try and soak up a little bit of time so the rest of the players, the attacking players, can come up and take part in the short corner.
Would the umpires tell them to hurry up if they waited?
They definitely would.
Waited too long.
But they've got the opportunity to probably try and get a shot or another short here. They wouldn't want a clearance from the Adelaide Uni, so they can try and get 4-0.
Another good start for deflection, and it's gone over. And
so they've got a long corner, so they've got now 20 seconds to see if they can earn a short or get a quick shot in.
Wouldn't suggest there'd be any great rush on the Seacliff's part, but they have managed to get an extra entry and another save and an somewhat agricultural clearance from Dutchie. They sense it's up to the back of the hill. I think that could be it, because there is only one ball. So there goes the final siren. Seacliff Tigers coming away from this one 3-0.
3-0. Ben Batt scored in the first half. Dan Mitchell and then Glyn Tamlin, the captain, as well. A pretty dominant performance from Seacliff, who will go into the Easter break feeling pretty happy with themselves. Another clean sheet to the keeper, so they've only conceded a couple of goals this year. And to have that win against Burnside last week and come in here, have 3-0 against Adelaide Uni. And then the great thing about Seacliff is when they come and win away from home, they get to go back to Seacliff where they get to train on their surface all the time. Seacliff are one of those teams that have that home ground advantage. So they'll go back home, they'll play again really soon, and they're definitely going to appear in the finals when it comes to the end of this season.
It certainly has been an absolutely wonderful evening of hockey. If you have just joined us, the first game, the Adelaide Uni girls got up 4 goals to 1.
No, that was Maddie Spano as well, getting those 4 goals. Amazing stuff for Adelaide Uni against Seacliff, who had that 1 goal disallowed. So then they ended up winning 4 goals to 1 as well. And just a quick reflection as well on, it was Mickey Spano, who now has 11 in the Women's Premier League. So amazing work. They are undefeated, the Adelaide Uni Blacks, in the Women's Premier League. They are looking for a little bit of redemption after the grand final loss last year. And then the premiers from last year in the men's competition, Seacliff getting the points tonight against Adelaide Uni. So mixed results for Adelaide Uni tonight in the men and the women. 1
win, 1 draw, but the 2 100% teams remain 100%. Certainly putting a marker down for the rest of the teams in the Premier League. This has been an absolutely wonderful night of hockey again. Thank you very much for joining us. We had really good numbers. Thank you for interacting with us. Don't forget, next weekend the Seek games are on. Jared's helicopter is just arriving to take him home. And we have absolutely enjoyed having you with us. My name's been Dave Webb. Please join us again a week on Friday for Premier League Lights. And we will see you then.